Here's what the results look like right now. You've got Keisha Lance Bottoms still on top at 28%. Mary Norwood still in second place, but moving up now to 21% of the vote. Kathy Woolard there at 14%. This is all with 21% of the precincts reporting so far tonight. Now, since last year's presidential election, everyone has all of a sudden gotten political, right? Spewing opinions all over social media. Yes, it's divisive at times. I mean all the time. But it shows that people are engaged and involved in our process, that they care. Okay, that was a lie. I was looking at voter turnout for the elections tonight, and it's abysmal. While many of you are talking the talk on social media, you're not walking the walk to the polls. New rule tonight: no vote, no tweet. And by the way, make sure you follow me on Twitter. All right, so how's this low turnout going to impact the outcome? Jeff Hollinger is talking to our political analysts, Andre Gillespie and LaDawn Jones. Jeff?
Great to have Dr. Gillespie from Emory here. LaDawn Jones, one of the well-known faces and names in Georgia politics and the state legislature. Well, here we are. Voters apparently are sitting this one out. They're missing a lot of change we haven't seen in this city in a long time. We're talking about a new mayor, new city council president, city council members, Fulton County chairman, APS. It goes on and on and on. But in non-presidential years, people sit it out, don't they?
That's correct. You know, you would think that after the big excitement over Kwanzaa Hall's new legislation and how many people got excited about that, folks will start to understand how important local elections are and really make them want to come out and vote for these small changes that make a big difference in their life, and they're simply not making the connection.
But Dr. Gillespie, you know, people want to complain about the sitting president when in reality the mayor, the city council, all of those individuals have a much bigger impact on your life than what's going on in Washington.
I think, you know, we all learn in civics class in high school that you vote every 4 years for president, and I think people are socialized into voting every 4 years without realizing that there are elections every year and oftentimes multiple times a year. So it's really important for candidates to do a good job of reminding voters of when elections are and then trying to get those people out to the polls. And the mayoral candidates this year did do a good job of doing that, but what I suspect they did was they focused on voters who typically show up for elections. So they got their voter histories and they know which people turn out for municipal elections, and they focused on that group of people because it's a smaller group. It's easier to manage from a campaign perspective.
We have some interesting numbers that I think are intriguing. We asked people about their lives under President Trump and the difference over the last 12 months. And if you take a look at these numbers, you see this looks a lot like election night 12 months ago. We are certainly a divided nation when it comes to the subject, even here in this state. So if you think that Washington is really an engine toward getting everybody to the polls, I think the proof is in the pudding, so to speak.
That's correct. And not much has changed in the 12 months or 9 months that President Trump has been in office, but people feel that there is a difference that can be gauged, and clearly there's not much going on.
All right, we've already seen 21% is in. We can't draw any conclusions from what we've seen in terms of numbers tonight. But I do want to ask you this. How different will December look from November if there is indeed a runoff between two candidates?
Well, I mean, I think the choices are clearer this time. And that may be also part of the reason why some people stayed out of this particular race, because there were so many great candidates that it was really hard to actually pick one. Now you're going to have two. So I think the options are and the choices are going to be more stark. I expect that the race is going to be more pointed. It'll probably be more negative because the candidates will have clear opponents that they can lobby against. And and it should also be a really interesting race. But I think the question will be whether or not we're actually going to have a slightly higher turnout in December than we had tonight.
There's an old song by Merle Haggard called "If We Make It Through December," and that certainly is applicable when you talk about the two candidates that will all, in all probability, be trying to fend their way toward next month. All right. Dr. Gillespie from Emory, we appreciate it. LaDawn Jones, thank you so much for being here. Vinny, back to you.